John Wick, a gory action film series released in 2014 about a grief-stricken assassin who comes out of retirement to unleash relentless vengeance on those who wronged him, igniting a war in the criminal underworld. Whether you're a longtime fan or just curious, this is your timeline deep dive into what makes this story popular. Let's start at the beginning. The film was directed by Chad Stahelski, a former stuntman, and Keanu Reeves' stunt double in The Matrix. That background shaped everything, from the gritty hand-to-hand fights to the now iconic gun-fu style. Reeves trained for months in judo, jiu-jitsu, and firearms to make the action feel brutally real. John Wick was originally written by Derek Kolstad under the title Scorn, and Keanu actually helped shape the character into the grieving but deadly man we know. The studio took a chance on it, and it paid off big. What started as a modest action thriller grew into a full-blown franchise with deep world building, a mysterious assassin society, and its own set of rules. The high table, the Continental, and gold coins all became staples of this violent, stylish universe. The first film kicks off in 2014 with a quiet man in mourning. John's wife has just passed, and her final gift to him is a puppy named Daisy. But when a gang of Russian thugs kill the dog and steal his car, they awaken the Baba Yaga, a legendary hitman who'd retired from the game. What follows is a clean, brutal revenge rampage through New York's criminal underworld. In Chapter 2, John's past catches up to him. He's forced to honor a blood oath, carrying out an assassination that gets him double-crossed and marked for death. By the end, he breaks a sacred rule, killing on Continental grounds, and is declared excommunicado, with a $14 million bounty on his head. Parabellum picks up immediately. John's fighting for survival, chased by killers across the globe. He travels to Casablanca, reconnects with old allies, and even severs a finger to plead for mercy. But the high table won't back down. By the end, John's shot off a rooftop by his supposed ally Winston and rescued by the Bowery King. Now it's personal. In Chapter 4, John goes on the offensive. To win his freedom, he challenges a high table representative, the ruthless Marquis, to a duel. To do that, he has to return to his family, carry out a hit, and earn a seat at the table. The final battle takes place in Paris with Kane, John's old friend, as his opponent. John wins, but succumbs to his wounds. So, what makes this story stand out is its characters and deeper meaning. At the heart of all the chaos, gunfights, and neon-soaked mayhem is John Wick himself. Played by Keanu Reeves with that perfect mix of stoicism and pain, John isn't just a killer. He's a man trying to grieve, heal, and escape a life that won't let him go. John's not a traditional action hero. He's vulnerable, methodical, and deeply broken. Everything he does, or every bullet fired, every bone broken, comes from loss. First his wife, then his dog, then his freedom. The character's entire arc is about grief, consequences, and the cost of violence. He's not just trying to survive, he's trying to find a reason to live. Around him, you've got a rich lineup of supporting characters. Winston, the suave Continental manager, walks the line between ally and opportunist. Kane, introduced in Chapter 4, is a blind assassin and old friend, his own tragic reflection of John, doing horrible things for a cause he can't escape. Then there's the Bowery King, a streetwise rebel with a theatrical flair, who becomes one of John's only true allies in a world of betrayal. And of course, there's the high table, this untouchable, unseen force representing the system John is desperately trying to break away from. When John Wick released in 2014, no one saw it coming. It had a modest budget, a simple premise, and a lead actor people hadn't seen in an action role like this in years. But it exploded. Critics praised its clean, grounded action and surprisingly emotional core. Audiences were instantly hooked. It didn't just work, it redefined what action movies could look like in the 2010s. The fight choreography, gun fu, judo, long takes, real stunt work set a new bar. And unlike the CGI-heavy blockbusters of the time, John Wick felt physical, dangerous. You could feel every hit. The success of the first film turned it into a franchise. Chapter 2 doubled down on world building and style. Chapter 3 raised the stakes with even more creative fight scenes. And Chapter 4, honestly, delivered one of the most visually ambitious action finales in years. Critics loved how consistent the series stayed, and fans appreciated that the lore never got in the way of the action. Keanu Reeves, this was his renaissance. The role brought him roaring back into the spotlight. And director Chad Stahelski, he went from stuntman to one of the most respected action directors in the industry. The legacy, you can see its influence in everything from Atomic Blonde to Nobody, and even Marvel films started borrowing from the franchise's choreography style. John Wick didn't just leave a mark, it left a blueprint. So, where does John Wick go from here? Even though Chapter 4 felt like a major turning point, maybe even an ending, the world of John Wick is far from finished. First up is Ballerina, only a few days away from being released. Ana de Armas stars as Eve Macaro, a ballerina trained by the Ruska Roma assassin network who seeks revenge after her family is brutally killed. Set between chapters 3 and 4, this spin-off expands the assassin universe from a fresh and stylish new perspective. Plus, Keanu Reeves, Ian McShane, and the late Lance Reddick are confirmed to appear, tying it closely to the main saga. Then there's The Continental, the 2023 prequel series, exploring Winston's rise in the 1970s and diving deep into the secret world of assassins that defines the John Wick universe. Between these projects, the franchise is growing beyond just John's story. The John Wick world is bigger than ever, and if Keanu ever wants to come back, you can bet fans will be ready. Alright, that's a wrap on John Wick, a franchise that took action movies to a whole new level with style, heart, and pure adrenaline. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives, and let me know in the comments. What's your favorite John Wick moment? Thanks for watching The Breakdown.